And so it is, beloved masters. Blessings upon all of you in this time. It is my honor to serve you indeed. What do you believe rich is? What is your concept? And beloved masters, this is not necessarily a question to think about nearly so much as it is a question to feel about. What does rich feel like? What is your body response to rich? For very often, the idea of rich can be very exciting. People become almost hyper at the idea of rich. And then all of the old belief systems, and this is why we ask, what do you believe rich is? Because all of the old belief systems began to roll up, and fear, anger, doubt, frustration, judgment began to get into the energy of the potential of rich. Now, beloved masters, rich is your divine inheritance. Rich belongs to you because you are a child of God. On this day, in the media of your television, there was a man who created a hoax against a television evangelist because the man felt that this evangelist was promising people too much good. That the idea of people being rich was objectionable. And so, to really consider what you feel about rich. Sit with it. Consider it. Ponder the ideas, the emotions, the egoic responses, reactivations that rise up as you consider rich. Do you accept that it belongs to you? Or do you just want it? Is rich something that exists inside of you, in your life? Or is rich something that you're constantly pursuing out there somewhere? Because if rich doesn't belong to you, then, beloved masters, there is a very powerful possibility that you're going to be highly suspicious, doubtful, angry of what rich represents. How many times have you heard people say, I just want enough, but I don't want to be rich? And what they don't say is, God forbid that anyone would think I'm greedy, or that anyone would think that I want to be that well off. And the belief system, beloved masters, for so many people is good people are not rich. If you are good, you're impoverished. If you're rich, you're not good. And beloved masters, these concepts of limitation have been propagated by the mind, by the ego, by those who are so afraid that if everyone accepted that they have the divine right to be rich, then the perversity of a few having most everything and the many having very little would begin to evaporate. Welcome to the 21st century. Welcome to the energy that is moving beyond 2012. The quote-unquote aftermath of 12/21/12 is that the energy is accelerating, changing dynamically. Right now, beloved masters, astrologically, you are moving into a time where there will be 3 South Node eclipses. The South Node is a satellite of the moon. And in astrology, the South Node is connected with lessons that you have learned. The North Node, which sits exactly opposite by sign and degree, is the karmic lessons you have come to integrate in this journey. So the South Node is letting go of the past. And the eclipses take you deeply into the emotional makeup. New moon eclipses take you inside yourself. The sun and moon are conjunct, and the energy takes you deep within yourself. In fact, on this day, beloved masters, you are having a new moon, and it is that the energy embraces 5 planets in the sign of Aries. Aries is new beginnings. It is the sign that rules the head. But as you're letting go of how things have been, one of the requirements is to really use your head differently. To allow your mind to integrate with your soul. And so, the beliefs that you have carried for lifetimes that involve rich, and we say it, and we say it, and we say it. Rich is not just money. It isn't just what you've got in the bank. It isn't just what you carry in your wallet. It isn't just the stuff that you can buy. Rich encompasses how you feel that you belong in life. For when you feel that you have friends, really, not just acquaintances or people that come and go, but friends that will be there for you no matter what, that will love you no matter what. When you feel loved, that you are involved in life, in your life, rather than being a watcher, observing what life is bringing you, but not allowing yourself to become energetically, emotionally involved. So, getting very clear within yourself what is rich begins to allow you to get clear why will you only allow so much? Why will you only allow certain things? And why is it that some aspects of which can bring you to a point of tears, while other aspects may bring you to a point of rage? And then there are the aspects of which that make you feel depressed, that make you feel disappointed, that make you feel left out. And then, in order to make up for those emotional reactivations, you began to make excuses. I don't care if I have anything. I don't really need that much. I am just fine without. And it is, beloved masters, strutting around on the stage, whistling in the dark, is an energy that has been with the egoic nature for eons of time. But revelation is pulling away the facades that will actually be convincing that you really don't care if you're not loved, if you don't belong, if you don't have what you desire. And so, beloved masters, as you sit and get very, very clear within yourself, how do I experience rich? Can I experience rich? How much of it do I dare to allow? And when do I draw the line and say, that's enough? Let's get very clear. When you are contemplating rich, enough and not enough are both limitations. Because rich provides plenty. And plenty holds an energy that when you really feel it, it doesn't have some narrow margin of limitation. It doesn't have a point beyond where you cannot have it. Plenty doesn't have a limit. Plenty encompasses everything. So, how do you nurture the energy of which? How do you increase your willingness within This is not a head game. If you're thinking about it, if you're feeling the energy in your head, if you are feeling resistance in your solar plexus, then you are still in some form of denial. The truth behind the resistance may not have risen to the surface yet. And, dearly beloved masters, to accept Rich for yourself absolutely requires that you accept yourself, that you love yourself, honor yourself, respect yourself, be willing to forgive yourself, and, beloved masters, to be willing to have the discipline to surrender everything that would make you question whether you deserve to have the very best. Now, saying that doesn't mean you believe it. Oh, yes, I deserve the very best. I know I deserve the very best. The truth is, masters, and really hear this, integrate this, the more that people talk about their greatness in an energy that seems to push at you, the less they truly believe that they are great. The more defensive that people are about their right to have good things, the more they are revealing their doubts about whether they can have good things. So, whether it is a denial, I don't need anything, I have got just exactly what I want, I won't ask for anything more, or I am so deserved, I am so wonderful, I deserve the very best, God loves me better than anyone. And it is, beloved masters, not truly so much about the words that are being said as the energy that accompanies them. For where the planet is moving, and this includes everyone, the ones who don't believe it, and the ones that can't wait to get ahead of everyone else to get to those higher realms of experience, and everyone in between. The planet is moving more and more into energetic life. Energetic life. Yes, you still have physical form, but your energy is so important. Your energy is really what everyone is responding to, including you. How hard are you trying, beloved masters, to convince others of something that you don't accept for yourself? How hard are you trying? Because trying is a no thing. The harder you try, the more you push. The more you push, the more you push your good away. Receiving the good, being rich, living well. All is a flow that comes to you in the essence of allowing and accepting. Wanting to be rich, but wanting to control how rich works, doesn't allow the scope of what rich is all about. Trying to let go of old things creates very often a headache, tension in the back of the neck and shoulders, pain in the low back, in the hips and the knees, because all of these areas of the body are extremely sensitive to resistance and control. The mind wants to say how things work. The mind wants to decide how things should happen. So if you're going to be rich, how much rich can you have? And then where do you draw a line? Because you've just come to a place where it's too much rich. Get very clear, beloved masters. Being rich is a feeling that you come to live every moment of every day. And there will be times when things will happen and you may not feel rich, but if you are really willing to accept I am rich, then rather than going over and over and over what you may have done wrong, that now has caused you to lose all the rich that you work so hard to get, you simply forgive that you have allowed your ego to get back in control of your life again. And you, beloved masters, take charge of your life. Take charge of your energy. You are not a victim to your ego. And your good is not out there somewhere where you can't have it, can't reach it, don't deserve it. Your good is right where you are. It is energetically up to you to accept it, to recognize it. Well, I thought that if I got the good, it would be fill in the blanks. So I'm not really sure that I have gotten any good, because nothing that I could recognize as good by my measure has happened. Beloved masters, if something good happens, how long do you give yourself to celebrate it before you got to move on to the next thing? How long do you enjoy the essence that wonderful feel-good feeling, that glow that you get when something wonderful occurs, how long do you let yourself stay with that before your egoic mind says, all right, that's enough dwelling on this, now get on with the next thing? Can you take the glow with you? Can you get on with your life and affairs and still feel the glow of good? Or does getting on with your life mean that you don't have time to experience the richness of living every moment of every day, the richness of being completely involved in your own life? And we're not talking about so insular a life or narcissistic a viewpoint that you're not aware of anyone else, but the fact that your living, your life is so precious. It is so special. It is so sweet. It is so joyous. It is so colorful. It is so fulfilling that sharing with others isn't difficult, because the ego says all or nothing. You either have a lot of really good things happen, and then you have a lot of bad things happen to pay the price for the good, or you disallow yourself spending hardly any time at all enjoying every good thing, every God thing that happens in your life. The taste of food, not eating quickly because you got to get on to the next thing, or eating quickly because there may not be enough, but taking the time to savor the flavor. And if you take the time, perhaps you will discover in your avoidance of the riches of life, you have also come to a place where you don't taste your food, because you have disconnected those synapses in your brain that allow you to fully enjoy flavor. Or perhaps you will discover, to your well-being, that you've been eating quickly or drinking fast because if you slow down, what you've been putting into your body doesn't taste that good. It doesn't feel that good. And honestly, beloved masters, a part of which is being so attuned to yourself that you began to realize, if it doesn't taste that good, Why are you forcing yourself to eat it or drink it? Oh yes, there are things that don't taste particularly good, and they are considered, yes, good for you. But in the flow of rich, a part of being rich is feeling the energy of things. Here is something that may not taste that good, but when you are connected energetically to yourself, you realize it has a feeling of blessing. It has an energy of well-being. So even if it doesn't taste particularly pleasant, you can enjoy the delight, the enlightened essence that this particular food or drink, supplement or nutritional aid brings you, because you're becoming more and more connected to the energy and essence of your own life inside. Deeply, richly, powerfully connected. It's all about energy.